Hi, this is Mr. Payton. Welcome to Ancient Civilizations. In this episode, we're going to focus on ancient Egypt. Let's start with its location. Ancient Egypt is located in the northern part of Africa. Africa is an enormous continent, and a lot of times when I hear students talk, they can't even tell that Africa is not a country itself because it's such a common term. I think Africa is probably the most mistaken continent in my experience as an educator for kids thinking that a continent is a country, and that just speaks to how often it's talked about. But Egypt was an extremely powerful civilization. It was known for a number of things as well. It was one of the only civilizations that used the term pharaoh, so that really kind of made it unique. And it had a couple of them that were very, very famous. Many of you know of King Tut, whose real name is Tutankhamun or Tutankhamun, depending on how you use that pronunciation. And also Ramses was one of their other famous pharaohs. But Egypt has a special place in history for a number of reasons. There were lots of exhibitions made to the sarcophagus and the Great Pyramids of Giza. And so there were lots of gold and treasure that was found in Egypt. So I think Egypt is always going to live on in terms of pop culture because some of the things that the Egyptians did are just so grand even still to this day when you think of things like the Sphinx and again, the Great Pyramids. But Egypt was also a huge contributor to our way of life. Something that we don't use nearly as much as we used to, but paper. Known back then in ancient Egypt as papyrus, made from a plant that they had, was one of the first ways that we documented or communicated with each other. And we know from history that Egyptians used hieroglyphics, which were some of the first letterings and first set of symbols that we used to communicate. And so when we think of Egypt, often we do think of the spectacular. But we should also consider the contributions they made to irrigation, the contributions they made to us finding water and being able to harvest crops, just the magnificence of the Nile. Those things alone make Egypt stand out. And so whether it was Egyptian mythology, or simply seeing something like the dances and things like that that people know of, Egypt is always going to stand out. And so I hope that knowing now that they also contributed to science and technology in the way that it did will also enhance your understanding of what you know about ancient Egypt. Again, these lessons are meant to be short and concise and make you want to investigate more. So there's a whole lot that I haven't told you. Hopefully you'll go and look it up and find it out for yourself. Thank you for watching Ancient Civilizations. My name is Mr. Payton. Have a great day.